So I saw Ex Machina, and it was good. Unfortunately, good is where it stops for me. I enjoyed it, and I'd recommend it as one of the better movies in theaters right now, but I just wasn't wowed by it. Oscar Isaac's performance was pretty great, and his character was very entertaining to watch. As for our main character, the performance really wasn't anything special. Not only that, but he was kind of an idiot at times, but not in a kind of way where it was a character study and you could analyze what he was thinking, but more so in a way where you couldn't really relate to or grasp what he was thinking at all. There were parts of it that were decently well shot, but looking at the exact same environment for so long got pretty stale after a while. In terms of the story, I'd say it's pretty good. I liked the social commentary on Google and our privacy. I liked the philosophical discussion on artificial intelligence, what it means to love, what it means to feel, the conversations on our thought processes versus our impulses, how the AI's physical brain needed to be malleable in a way that it could write information to itself similar to a human brain, the role of artificial intelligence in the future and what it would mean to humanity, what it means to have human rights, how your brain becomes sexually attracted to someone else, and how our brains work and learn through conversation. I appreciated all of that, but there's still one problem for me. It didn't really feel new. Most of these things have already been explored in other better movies, and in this one the information was presented less in a way that I could observe it from the story, and more of just a straightforward lecture. All of these ideas would work so well as an enhancement to a story, but in this movie it felt as though the ideas were trying to be the story. I feel like this entire movie could have been transformed into the exposition of a better movie, or maybe even a great short film. But as the movie is right now, I enjoyed it, I would call it good, but I'm gonna forget about it really fucking quick. There are two moments in the film that stood out as memorable to me, the first being the last shot we see of our main character, and the second being this short scene.
I told you you're wasting your time talking to her. However, you would not be wasting your time if you were dancing with her. Go ahead, dance with her. Come on, Caleb.
Now, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but near the end of the movie, things did get a little weird. Let's just say I agree with Chris Stuckman about the helicopter pilot, and let's also just say that the hit to the jaw was a little odd. I was really excited to see this movie because of Alex Garland and his involvement with 28 Days Later and Sunshine, but instead of a great film, what we got was a really good first film. Now that he's directed one movie, I hope he directs more and improves as he goes on. Tons of people are enjoying it, and it's refreshing compared to a lot of other movies in theaters, so go see it for yourself, and who knows, you might love it. But as for me, I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10. Hey guys, just an update for the sake of keeping you informed. As some of you have noticed, the Cool Cat DVD that some of you have purchased off of Amazon isn't the exact same as what I reviewed. It turns out that Daddy Derek more or less George Lucas'd his Cool Cat movie based on some of the arguments that I made in the film. He considered a lot of the arguments to be legitimate, and he made some changes to the film. I haven't seen the edited version yet, but I've heard that there's now a shot of Cool Cat looking both ways before he crosses the street, and that some of the weird editing mistakes have been fixed. However, I talked to him, and he agreed to make a separate listing for the original film. So if you go on eBay, there's now a DVD that says YMS Review Edition. That is the original version that I reviewed. Anything else is the George Lucas version. Apparently the streamable or downloadable ones on Amazon are also the actual original. So, since that eBay listing is up, if anybody wants to get the actual original version and not the fixed version, then go buy that. I will provide a link in the comments or the description below. Regardless, I think it's pretty cool that he agreed to keep the original version up, even though it's something that he obviously doesn't find to be as flattering as his newer version. But I think it's a good business decision. I think that it is a respectable one. It's better than George Lucas did, so if anybody was thinking of ever buying a Cool Cat DVD, you should do it now just to encourage this type of behavior from people in the future. I don't know. I think that good business decisions should be rewarded, things that are not anti-consumer. Also, I've got a video in my video manager, the World War Z Mentos commercial spoof, as its own video. I uploaded it when I uploaded the review. I had kept it in my video manager for so long because I wanted people to experience that clip of it in the order of the review. I care more about how people are going to experience it pacing-wise, and I didn't want people who hadn't seen the review yet to watch the video and then watch my review and then know that it's coming and then see it, sort of thing. Now, after so much time has passed, I think a decent amount of people have seen the review and experienced it the way that I wanted them to experience it in the first place. I have received some requests to upload it as its own video anyway, and there was something that blew up on Reddit that was a Mentos parody spoof from some Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, I think. I think that's what it was. That got a lot of views. That blew up on Reddit, and I think my parody is better, so I kind of want to upload it as its own video. So if you guys want it as its own video, just vote in the straw poll down below, either in the video description or the comments section, and I'll upload it if you guys want me to. Otherwise, I'll just keep it as its own thing at the end. Now, some of you have probably noticed some trends in terms of the type of entertainment that this channel has been putting out over the past few months. Basically, we've got my Synecdoche, New York analysis that is super, super in-depth, possibly, actually definitely the most in-depth I've ever gone into any movie ever, the most work that I've ever put in trying to analyze and interpret and research and discover everything that there is about the movie. I'm putting in more work into this review than I ever have in any other review. So the other reviews that are happening that are less of a priority around those reviews, they're gonna be things that I don't have to use as much brain power on. Nanolan, I definitely did not skimp out on the editing. I definitely put a lot of effort into the video, but it wasn't something that I had to research miles and miles of information on in order to come up with some sort of conclusion on it. It's not something that I had to dig through hours and hours of special features and commentaries and interviews for. Those are things that are absolutely necessary for me to work on while I'm doing this Synecdoche, New York review. This whole giant analysis that I've been doing, I'm sorry that it's been taking so long. It has been more of an experiment than anything. I'm used to doing this halfway point of analytical dissections of movies while at the same time having stupid humor within those. But with my Synecdoche review, there's no room for that stupid, funny, fart joke, immature humor, so I have to compensate for that by putting them all into other videos. So on my channel right now, we've got the two extremes, and there's barely anything in the middle ground. And I understand that there's a lot of people that really strive to be able to, that really want to be entertained by that middle ground, and they don't really have much interest in anything on this side or anything on this side. Don't worry, it will return. I know it seems like, oh no, this is the way that YMS is going forever, but it's not. It's a direct result of the priorities that I'm working on my channel. This is just how it works. There is no alternative to this. Some people have said that there's absolutely no way that it would take me all month to edit together a 20-minute video, and that is absolutely correct. Even with all of the time that I spend doing the voice recordings, even with all of the time that I spend cutting out all of the pauses in between my sentences, stitching everything together, getting the audio levels adjusted properly, making sure that there's no extra frames or no audio pops in between the cuts that I make. Even with all of that, I'm much more efficient than that. The issue is that there is much more to the process than just the video editing. The research that I'm putting into, a lot of it doesn't actually show in the end, because a lot of what I'm researching, I look at it, I'm like, that's not legitimate enough to put in. You know, I'm not going to include the etymology and meaning behind every single character's names, only the ones that are relevant, but I research every single one. I'm going through it frame by fucking frame, and I'm trying to find out as much as I can about the movie. This isn't shit that I just already know. This isn't shit that people have made a million essays about on the internet and everything's already figured out. A lot of the things that I'm saying are things that you cannot find anywhere else yet because I'm trying to discover them. That is the work that I'm putting into this. The reason why I continue to push myself beyond my own comfort zone is because there is a huge incentive for me to do exactly that. That huge incentive wouldn't exist without me setting up that huge incentive to exist in the first place. I could very well have a Patreon page that charges monthly and not per review. I could very well have a Patreon page that charges for quickies and not just longer, larger reviews that I spend a lot more time on. I could have set things up to incentivize me to do less work, but I didn't because I want a level of trust there between you guys and myself. I want to create short films, I want to create music, I want to release an album, I want to create a feature-length film. All of those things, I believe that this YouTube channel and this platform is going to help me achieve those things. That's also why I'm trying to build up my gaming channel to a sustainable point. There's a huge market for that on YouTube, and if I can capitalize on that market in my free time, that would be fucking sweet, and it would help me do everything that I'm trying to do in the future. By the way, it's literally just that, my free time. I spend maybe a day a week playing those games, and then Mark edits the videos, so he's doing the vast majority of the work and hours spent on that gaming channel. Literally, I just play them and then send the files off to him so that he can edit them, and he's doing a fantastic job, and I really think that you should all check it out if you haven't already. Even if you don't like it, if you're like, oh, I need my humor to be a bit more analytical or more of a review style, or it's not your thing, I know that there's some crossover between these channels in terms of audience. Even if you don't like it, send it to someone on your Facebook who you think will like it, who you've seen watch types of videos that even if you're not interested in, you find similar. That would help me out, you know? There's shit tons of videos on the internet, shit tons of gaming videos that are really, 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 really bad that get millions and millions and millions of views. That would help me out so fucking much. We've also now got Tithinian doing animation videos for the channel, and they are fantastic, so if you like animation, there's another reason for you to check it out. 3 hours of me playing a video game can turn itself into 5 or more videos on that channel. 3 hours of input can turn into 5 different videos of output. Whereas on my film review channel, 3 hours is about the time that it takes to watch a movie and then watch it again and take notes. So literally haven't even hit the editing process, haven't even hit the process of researching interviews or anything like that. You know, the input to output time is so drastically different that it is extremely illegitimate to bring up the amount of videos on my gaming channel as a reason why you don't think I'm working on my reviews. If there's 5 videos out on my gaming channel in a week and no videos out on my film review channel in a week, I still spent the entire fucking week working on my film reviews. I am getting a little bit overly defensive. I know that many of you understand that I've had this conversation. I say conversation as though you guys are talking back to me. I guess, well, since I'm reading comments and I'm responding to them, it's still a conversation. I've had this conversation before, and I know it's been done to death at this point. This is the last time that I'm addressing it. If anybody tries to make those arguments again in the comments section and you believe that they're actually being legitimately serious and not trolling, timestamp them to this video. Just send them a link to this video, and then it's totally fine. If they can't see where the legitimacy in these arguments are, then I don't know what else there is to be able to do. It's done, it's debunked, the facts are on my side, and now I can finally stop stressing out about it and creating these giant defenses of how I spend my time. It's all here. The information's available. And even after all of this, I'm aware that the people making those criticisms were a very, very small minority. Most of you guys know exactly what's going on. Most of you guys are subscribed because you can tell I'm putting more effort into my videos than a lot of other YouTubers. Most of you understand and appreciate that. That's why I've got so many of you lovely, awesome supporters on Patreon in the first place. If most of you thought that way, then I wouldn't be able to operate this business whatsoever. But at the same time, I think it's important to acknowledge that many people expect a higher upload rate because that's what we see on every other channel. YouTube's ad system incentivizes channels to be making short, frequent videos. That's how you make the most money on YouTube. That's why everybody does it that way. If YouTube's ad system incentivized people to do otherwise, then people would be doing otherwise. And if you really do prefer shorter videos more frequently, just a heads up that in September/October, that will likely be the case for that amount of time as it was the year before. There are film festivals coming up. Vancouver Film Fest is one that I've been going to since 2011, and when I see a bunch of movies in theaters, it makes sense to be doing quickies on them. That's time spent away from editing on other larger projects, yes, but the film festivals only happen at a certain time in the year, so it makes enough sense to cram all of those into 1 month. I will also trying to be going to Toronto Film Festival, which is around the same time. It's in September. So if I do catch movies at Toronto Film Festival that are playing at Vancouver Film Festival, then I just won't see them at Vancouver Film Festival. Anyway, Toronto is supposed to be super legit for their film festival, as I've noticed. And I'm going to be applying for a media accreditation, which means that if I get approved for that, if they find that this channel is legit enough to be funding, basically they'll be giving me free passes and I'll have a reserved seat just because I'll be covering the event. Don't know how likely that is. I mean, I'm not like a newspaper publication, but I mean, if anybody knows anybody that works at Toronto Film Festival that could maybe put in a good word, maybe help them understand that if they did do that, I would totally pimp it out on my channel and be like, yo, a film festival that gave me media accreditation, we should all encourage ethical and consumer-friendly business practices by everybody in the area who is close by anyway, checking out Toronto Film Festival the year after. Reward good business decisions. That's what I'm all about. That's what I hope you guys are all about. So for Toronto Film Festival, like I said, I'm saving up a bunch of money. I feel a sneeze coming on. That's somebody's fetish, by the way. Toronto Film Festival. I don't want to spend a shit ton of money, but I still want to go. And, you know, I'm trying to save up money. Like I said, I don't want to just be making a certain amount and then spending it all right away. So I'm trying to be wise with my wallet. Because of that, I'm considering maybe couch surfing for however many nights. I don't know how many days I'm going to spend at the festival yet. I don't even think that they have their schedule out, but I'm trying to plan for it because it's something that I'm really interested in doing. Might spend a couple nights at a hotel. But if anybody is in Toronto, like near where the films are going to be screened and maybe has a couch that I could crash on, I would not be opposed to hanging out and like having a couple beers or whatever and going to some movies to return the favor. You know, if you're a fan of my channel anyway, I don't know, if I was a fan of a channel and you know, I think it would be pretty cool to have them crash on my couch. Anyway, just throwing that out there. Tweet me if you're interested. I'd want to verify that you're a real person, obviously, and not going to flake out on me. So that being said, if you know any like furries in the area that aren't complete Melvins, that would be really easy for me to verify that they're a real person because I have a lot of furry friends that would really easily be able to notify me as to whether or not they're flaky and who they are. So that would actually take priority. But I mean, anybody, couch surfing, totally down, totally down. Let's do this. Anyway, that's pretty much everything I needed to say. I know this was a long-ass update. All this information, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. I love every single one of you guys, except Joe. Thank you so much for your support. I love all of you guys, and I'm going to work my ass off on Synecdoche Part 4 now. Goodbye!